Pokemonsters, what's going on? Middle of the week. Happy Wednesday to you. This video is something way different, but we still got Pokemon. Here's the Eevee mat. Here's some bulk cards that I was going through. There's some packs over here for some openings later. But this is about a board game I've been working on, and I'm about to actually have the boxes printed. I've got all the holes laid out. So you know, we're all about gaming, period, here on this channel. It is 3D Pokemon and prints, but as I promised you in the beginning, it's going to be all kinds of content. So what you can see here, any of you that are into disc golf will know, this is Idlewild in Burlington, Kentucky. This is the actual hole one. And just like in real life, it's a par 4. 638 feet, 194 meters. Because we love the metric system. So how did we make disc golf compatible with a tabletop game? Well, this game has actually gone through a lot of gameplay testing to get us to where we're at using the actual course maps. This is the actual Idlewild course. If you took an aerial picture and you looked at hole one, this is what you would see. You'd see this real walking path in real life, this real sand trap. This is hole 12, 13, 15 off to the left side of hole one, which will go straight into the tee of hole two. Out of bounds, marked in a magenta red. Now, these are going to be printed on photo paper for the game, so the colors are going to pop a lot more. So here's the actual tee, and the way that this works is you have 3 dice, which you'll see later. They should be here today. I had to order bulk colors because I want to break the teams down into different colors. We've used some of the real names, like instead of Innova Disc Golf, it's Lenovo Team Discs. So we're actually waiting on a few emails. We're going to try to use some of the real names. Flight Factory is the one that's been the most responsive. We may actually get to use their logos for this game. They're pretty excited about it. So keep your fingers crossed. I will be doing vlog updates as we push these tabletop games. Those of you that don't know, I do a lot of 3D printing. I have a full 3D printing lab in the studio here where I'm coming to you. Release terrain sets, STL files starting weekly. I'll have the first set of this new weekly terrain instead of releasing it monthly on Kickstarter, but that's just some of the background. So you'll have your D6, your 6-sided dice is your driver. You'll have a D4, a 4-sided singular die. A D4, 4-sided die is your mid-range. Then you'll have a D3, which is your putter, or a 3-sided die. So everybody starts here. I'm 3D printing an actual wooden tee. So every time you come up to a hole, you start here on hole 1. You can put your 3D printed tee here. I'm going to have a 3D printed actual basket just to add that 3D, that third dimension to this game. Those will be placed on each hole. So the first player up will roll his D6 because you got to get to a 10 to score. So he'll start with his D6. Let's say he rolls a 5. That would put him here at out of bounds and cost a stroke. But should he roll a 4, he's right here on the fairway. That's going to give that golfer a choice. Do I roll the D6 again, knowing I could hit an 8 and go out of bounds? But if I'm at 4 and hit the D6, that's a birdie shot, baby. So that's when you decide. That's what brings in this. You're actually picking which disc you're going to use based on the D6, the D4, the D3 die. We've used these actual models of the real course. Why? Because this course was just played about a month ago by the actual disc golf pros, both the FPO and the MPO. That's men's professional open division and female professional open division. This is all televised. It's also on StatNando, udisc.com. So when you get done with playing all 18 holes for one of these courses, you can go back and see what an actual pro shot at Idlewild and see at the disc dynamic discs open how you would have scored. Now again, this is 3D with dice, but wouldn't it be cool if you shot better than Mr. Calvin Heimberg? And then you could kind of, you know, tweet out, I beat your score at my house. Didn't even have to leave, didn't spend gas. But of course, you still wouldn't have got Calvin's payout unless you guys are gambling. And that's on you. You can do that if you want. But the first basic game that's going to hit Kickstarter about the middle of September, because we're 3D printing most of this. The boxes, there's going to be cards that go with this that I'm excited to show. Those will be ran off hopefully today, or I'm sorry, tomorrow here. Those will be created here. But each hole will play the same. You know, if it's a par 5, it may take 15 to get to the basket. There may be 3 OBs. But it's all on you how that first, just like in real life, if you roll a 2 off your driver, that means you hit this tree. And that happens in real life. This happens to the pros. A 1, maybe you hit this tree. Maybe your disc slipped because it's rainy outside. This stuff happens in real life where you'll hit a tree, you'll have a bad shot, you'll hyzer out of bounds, you know. So your roller will curve and lay it left instead of right. So this stuff really happens. I've tried to bring the fundamentals of disc golf. Like, you're not going to hear squirrels and birds chirping and squirrels running through the grass or hopping from limb to limb like you do in real life. But all you got to do is go outside to a picnic table. You can have all that. Go inside, open your windows on a rainy day. But this is to bring this disc golf to your game night. We're going to do expansions every 6 weeks. So the first game is going to come with 3 sets of 18 holes. So 54 total photocopied sheets in the first game. Every 4 to 6 weeks, we'll do an expansion where there's 2 to 3 more sets that you can either buy fully printed or you can buy the file set and print these off at home for, you know, a lot cheaper. Just buy the package of these. So we're trying to make this game to where it's ever expanding. We're going to use real courses like this, and we're going to show you more. There's also some holes where you can actually get an eagle opportunity, and it'll be marked right here. You'll see a golden eagle head. The way that plays is you take everybody's putter. There's 5 total teams. You can play single player up to 5 players. You're going to get 5 separate colors of dice for your team. So you will take all 5 putters, which are the D3s. And if you get this eagle opportunity, you roll all 5 putters at the same time, all D3 dice. If at least 3 of those dice come out as 1s, then you get an eagle. Automatic. If it doesn't, then you get par on the course. But if you see this eagle, you don't have to try that. How do you get the eagle opportunity? There's 24 2x2 cards. So when you come to this hole, the first player up, which would be the person that birdied the last hole. If you're at hole 1, it's going to be the person with the longest hair gets to go first, or the shortest hair, or the bluest eyes. However you want to decide who gets to go first. So say this was hole 3 and it's a golden eagle. First player up would say, yes, I want to try the golden eagle opportunity. They'll draw their card. If they get the golden eagle head, of those 24 cards, there's 4 golden eagle heads in here. The other 20 will just tell you to have a nice day, better luck next time, not the bird you were looking for. So there will be some funny cards, but if you get that golden eagle head, and you'll know it because that's the only thing that's on the foil card. It's got a holographic background and just the most stunning golden finished eagle you've ever seen. If you draw that card and you've already said that you want to take the eagle opportunity and you draw that card, then you have to roll. You're either getting par or you're getting an eagle. So you're still doing good. But that's a way, if a player's way behind or, you know, trying to close the gap, then that gives you an opportunity to eagle, and maybe the person that you're trying to beat gets a bogey, and then bam, you just switched 3 strokes on 1 hole. So it's a way that I could bring in something fun, another component to an already awesome game, but it's also a way You know, I don't like the game Monopoly when... I love it until somebody owns Boardwalk and Park Place and I start seeing hotels and motels. But that's the game Monopoly. It's even why it's called Monopoly. The way to win is to build a Monopoly. So that's why that game's not for me. I'm not bashing the game. I'm bashing the fact that I'm not good at it. But every game that I want to develop, there's other games in the works. After this, we'll get these expansions going. Early next year, I'd like to kickstart a game called the Salem Witch Hunters. And basically, in the real Salem witch trial days, a lot of witches were convicted, but only a few died. I don't know if you guys know that. Only a few witches died. When the laws changed and they got rid of the witchcraft laws, a lot of witches were released. So I went back and found some of those ancestors, some of those witches that were wrongly accused, wrongly imprisoned. And I designed a game where they came back 7 years later, where they snuck off, built a new coven, and you have to defend Salem. Or you can play as the witches and try to beat the Rykerian warriors to take Salem back. Because after the witch trials, there were still some called the Rykerian clan that stayed because they still didn't feel safe in Salem. They still believed in witches and witchcraft. And it's a good thing that they stayed. But I've actually got some of the prototype pieces for that game here. I don't know how many of you guys like dice games, but here's the Fire Witch. Here is the Earth Witch. I'm sorry. This is the Earth Witch. That's the Leaf Witch. And then we have the Dark Magic Witch. So, I know you can't see them very well from here, but that's why 3D Printing Lab has always been one of those things. I did not mean to flip you guys around. If you don't like roller coasters, please leave me a comment below and tell me that you do not want to go upside down on this channel anymore. So there's your actual witches. There's also a blue one, and she is the Water Witch. So all the elements, of course, the Black Witch is going to be all the elements combined. And I wish, let me get them off. I'm trying to get these close enough that the autofocus is not on the paper. Let's try the white side of this. So just some exciting stuff. Give me 1 second. Let me get these witches zoomed in. Witch, any witch. I am so trying to get this detail. Let me try this one more time. Maybe. I can't get how evil she looks. So, that's one of the upcoming games. And then if you're into dice, I don't know if any of you have ever played Dice Farkle, but I did design, I'm still in the works with, a game called Fairy Farkle 3D. I got some of those pieces to show you as well. Well, I did. I think my daughter may have taken those. Okay, so that will be in another video. She liked the colors. Just to give you guys a hint. Oh, here they are. Ah, she didn't. She just moved them. She was over yesterday. We were doing some play trials of the Disc Golf US Tour. So this is going to be a bright, colorful game. Here's your score chips. That one says 50. And the cyan. The orange will be 20s. Purples are 10. And what these are is you live in a land of fairies. And Gerald, the garden gnome, showed up. And he's got 3 other minions with him. So as you build an army of fairy warriors, you have to have at least 100, that's what these chips are, that's 20 fairy warriors, 10 fairy warriors, and you pick those up through the game. You have abilities each time by playing Farkle, which is 5 dice, 5d6s. So there's a lot of stuff in the works, guys. And we're going to keep going with the Pokemon, of course. That's the lifeblood of what I do and what I enjoy. But gaming, for those of you that have any aspirations to ever get into gaming, tabletop gaming, to become a Pokemon shop, to become a collectible shop, or just to, if you're into 3D printing, please stay tuned. This channel is just going to show you what's coming. I guess I can go ahead and show you guys this. This is the terrain set that's coming to Kickstarter very soon. If any of you guys are into Warhammer or tabletop RPGs, this is a custom designed warp generator. And you say, well, how's that a warp generator? Because there's other pieces that finished last night that are the actual warp generator pieces that'll be attached here. And then you have these for the top. If I move this up, you can see it. You got these for the top. So still needs some cleanup. Some of these pieces, I really need a better camera. We'll get there, guys, I promise. I appreciate all your support. And maybe, just maybe, you guys can see this one now. So that, now these stems, these warp trails up top, as I'm calling them, these are actually going to be white for this set. Sorry guys, I got a frog in my throat, but that's okay, I love frogs. And then this set, which will be assembled, will actually be using the purple warp generators, because the secondary color for this warp generator will be white. So this is why the purple ones were ready now, just because I didn't want to switch filament back and forth. So while the purple was loaded, I went ahead and printed the warp trails for these. Sorry, I'm trying to hold those on two different positions. It's easier when one of them's glued. But then your warp trail off the outside. So I appreciate your guys' time. This is why it's 3D Pokemon and prints, because there's a lot of 3D printing going on. And the printers aren't running right now. That's why I waited to do this video. Sometimes you can hear them in the background, and I just wanted you guys to have a mellow, chill day. Look at some cool toys. We'll be opening some Pokemon later. I have promised you guys codes like relentlessly, and just to be honest with you, I owe you guys a couple videos. I'll probably make a couple shorts with codes, because we literally got a meatloaf sandwich full of codes. So if you guys made it to the end, guess what? Here's a couple right here that just floated to the top. Astral Radiance. These are for you. I don't know what's going on with that autofocus today, guys. It doesn't. Let me pause this. Hang on. Guys, this is incredible. I even tried to pause it. Okay, well, while I work on the camera, I'm going to read you these codes. First code, CPB as in boy, dash 7YMG dash 4KD as in dog, dash CG2. Next code, CTHQMJ7 9GQQYG. Sorry guys, I just got the temperature warning and that's why it's not working. The printers are off, so both air conditioners without the hot plates and stuff going, this room is ice cold right now. That's why the autofocus isn't working. I just got the temperature notification. It's because it's so cold up here. I wonder if the lens is actually foggy. Well, thank you guys for making it this far. I'm not going to read off a bunch of codes. I would only done that because I promised you codes. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace, love, Pokemon, and printing.